Hey guys, welcome to the Field of 68 YouTube channel. If you like what you see here, hit that subscribe button and you'll get more college basketball content just like this.
One of the best games of the day heading into it turned out to be a really commanding win for the Auburn Tigers. Final score 91-75. Auburn beats USC, and don't look now, but the Trojans are 5-5 on the season. Aiden Holloway goes for 15 points. Jalen Williams with 14 points. Auburn's offense just overwhelmed USC. But Terrence Oglesby, did today teach you more for, okay, Auburn, maybe they belong in the top 20 nationally? They could be that type of team this year. Or was it more about the fact that we look at this USC team and say, wait a minute, they're 5-5 on the season?
Well, a couple things. Firstly, Neville Arena is so tough to play at, considering since Bruce Pearl's got there. I mean, they were in the dumps before he got there. He's able to build it. The fanfare is crazy. And then on top of that, you have the natural circus that is the Bronny James and Isaiah Collier show. So those things kind of factor in. They're still freshmen. Like, we have to keep that in mind, too. I understand we're a month into the season. They're 5-5. That's 10 games in. I can do math. That's good news. Secondly, I'm a little shocked that they struggled handling Auburn's pressure because they had Boogie Ellis. They have Isaiah Collier. They have Bronny James, a bunch of guys that you would look at and you would think, well, these are these are three guards that should be able to handle pressure, not Auburn's pressure. And this sounds like a Rob Doster stat, but I want to say the last X amount of national champs were in the top 25 in both offense and defense outside of a UConn team. If you bring up KenPom doesn't lie. And now Auburn is 8th in KenPom. They're 14th in offense. They're 15th in defense. And they have a lightning rod of a scorer in Aiden Holloway. They have an anchor in a post in Janai Broome. We haven't talked about Auburn enough. And I think they could not only be a top 20 team, they could be a top 15, top 10 team by the time it's all said and done, just because they have been consistent with their production. Look, they lost at Appalachian State in the biggest game Boone's had as far as basketball is concerned in the last 50 years. They lost a game against Baylor, first game of the season at the Pentagon. This is an Auburn team that is going to win 25 games. They are that good. And that's the bottom line, and they have go-to scoring. That's the big thing. When games get ugly, you try to scheme defensively. You got to have guys you can get the ball to and say, hey, go get me one. I think they got two of them with Holloway and Janai Broome. I think Auburn's dangerous. I think Southern Cal is young. I think it's two wildly different things.
Jerel, where do you stand on Auburn's 16-point win over USC?
And I think just going off what T.O. said, it's kind of the same thing. I kind of been impressed, and my eyes kind of lit up a little bit the first time I saw Auburn when they controlled the majority of that first opening night game against Baylor. And to be honest, I thought I was really high on Baylor. I thought they had a really good unit. Obviously, some good players with Ray J. Dennis and Jacoby Walker. But I was impressed by Auburn, just the way that they hung tough and the way that they kind of played. And tonight, they're going to play a certain style under Bruce Pearl. They're going to pressure you. They're going to get after you. They got guys that play like their hair is on fire on the defensive end, and they're going to get after you and try to guard a lot. And I think the only real questions was just whether Aiden Holloway was going to be able to keep up the way that he's been playing. He gives them a different dimension, playing in high ball screens and being able to make plays for others and be a threat to score off of the pick and roll situations. And tonight, honestly, to be honest, it was just a little bit more surprising, more so about USC and just seeing those guys. Obviously, we know they're a young team, but at the same time, obviously they got a lot more fanfare and things like that because they have some really highly touted young guys with Bronny James and Isaiah Collier, but those guys are young. They're gonna have growing pains, and they're gonna have to kind of figure it out. Right now, I feel like Auburn is really ahead of the curve because I feel like they're figuring out kind of their identity in a way that they can win games and be really effective pretty quick into the season right now. And right now they're going to be a group to be reckoned with, and I easily see them finishing in the top 4 teams in the SEC right now. So
Thank you for watching the Field of 68. If you've enjoyed what you've seen here, hit that like button, share this link with your friends, or check out the description for some other places that you can consume Field of 68 content.